Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and we are now at the World Series in this franchise with the Miami Marlins. And in our first season, we did not make the playoffs. We actually we weren't off by far at all. I mean, honestly, we exceeded expectations. So we're now on to the World Series, Dodgers versus Indians. And if you look at here, we're already in game 4, and the Dodgers actually have a 3-0 lead. So let's just see how game 4 goes. Can the Los Angeles Dodgers sweep the Cleveland Indians for a World Series title? And look at this. This is a 0-0 game going into the 7th inning, and the Dodgers absolutely get 4 runs in the 8th inning. And that might be it. So let's see these last 3. Actually, this is on the Dodgers side. So let's see these last 3 outs. Julio Urias is pitching an absolute gem in this game, and he's got 4 hits up to this point. Now they're bringing in Josh Fields. So he gets 1 out. He gets 2 outs, and that's 3 outs. So the Dodgers go on to win the World Series. And just like that, I mean, let's just look at the recap of those games. So it looks like Cleveland lost 2-0 the first game. Clayton Kershaw, another great game pitching. And let's see what he did in this game. So let's see if you look at the pitching total. So he went the distance again. Remember, he went the distance in game 4, the last game of the NLDS or NLCS. And now he goes the distance in this one, giving up 9 hits, so a hit per inning. Didn't walk anybody, 5 strikeouts. Man, he just went berserk in this offseason, in this postseason. Josh Fields looks like he actually ended up getting the save, I believe, in this next game. So they go on to win this one 4-2. Let's see, 5 hits only. So not a lot of hits are going on in this World Series, but it looks like Chris Taylor goes 2 for 4 in the second game. So let's go on to the third game. They absolutely mollywopped them. So 11 hits to their 4, and it looks like Chris Taylor goes 2 for 5 again, and then Corey Seager goes 3 for 5, 2 RBIs. Bellinger goes 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs. Man, I mean, they absolutely killed them in the World Series. So let's get into this offseason, man. We've seen enough of this season. Let's get into 2019. So let's get into these awards here. So Corey Seager wins World Series MVP, hitting .412, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. Let's keep going down the line. Looks like Nolan Arenado wins NL MVP, but I mean, he hit .303. He hit 41 home runs, but Domingo Santana actually had a better year. I mean, I don't know how Domingo Santana didn't win it, but Nolan Arenado is 97 overall. Is he really going to be a free agent this season? I mean, so many free agents coming up in this class. Clayton Kershaw wins Cy Young, going 16-7, 2.16 ERA, .90 whip. I mean, this guy is one of the greatest pitchers to ever live. Look at the whip on all of these years. .95 last year, .72, .88, .86, .92. I mean, this is just unheard of. I mean, besides his first year, he's pretty much been below 1, 2, 3 his whole career. I mean, that is just insane. His average whip is .99. I mean, he is amazing. The batting title goes to Cesar Hernandez, his .336. What a beastie year from him. Kenley Jansen wins the reliever of the year. Rookie of the year goes to Tyler B. It looks like, let's see what he did. He went 9-10 and won the rookie of the year. I don't know how that happened. 1.5 whip, 4 ERA in the NL. Hank Aaron goes to Anthony Rendon, who's also a free agent this year. So many free agents. Tyler Blatch, it looks like he won the Gold Glove at pitcher. We'll just go through the Gold Gloves really quick. Won't really cover much of that. So this is just in the NL. Silver Sluggers, a pitcher. Zach Davies, pretty funny. So let's go through the Silver Sluggers through each position. Looks like George Springer, that got traded halfway through the season to the Phillies. Looks like he wins Silver Slugger in the outfield. Domingo Santana, there we go. He wins the Silver Slugger in the outfield, so that's a pretty good sign. Bryce Harper hits .302, and he's going to be a free agent. I mean, so many free agents. I mean, this is insane. So let's go to the AL now. AL MVP goes to Aaron Judge. So he had a beastie season, 53 home runs. So back-to-back 50 home run years, 135 RBIs. Man, he actually hit for average too, 295. So he definitely had a great year. Cy Young goes to Chris Sale, but remember, he was getting shelled in the playoffs. But he goes 19-11, 107 whip with a 2.86 ERA. Pretty good. Kyle Seager wins the batting title. He hits 331 for the Seattle Mariners. I didn't see the Seattle Mariners make the playoffs at all. I wonder how well they did. Reliever of the year goes to Aroldis Chapman. Looks like, let's see what he had. 0.96 whip, 106, 53 saves. Let's see if he even blew any saves. Did he blow some saves? So he had 2 blown saves. So pretty good. I mean, that's a really good year. Rookie of the year, Matt Festa. Looks like he went 9-7, 1.69 ERA. I mean, whip. I mean, that's not very good. So maybe, I mean, if we have a pretty good rookie next year, maybe we should get it. So let's go through the Gold Gloves in the AL. Just going to go through these really quick. You can pause it if you really want to see. Let's go through the Silver Sluggers. Let's see. So Aaron Judge, Trey Mancini. And let's go to the postseason MVP for the AL, Jose Ramirez. So that's going to be it, man. So let's hop into some more of this offseason. Let's go to these next steps. So it looks like Ichiro and Albert Pujols do make the Hall of Fame. So let's move on from that. So here's where we have the exclusive free agents. Let's just make sure we get some of these offers tendered to our free agents. Let's just see. I mean, this is kind of tough because we need to make some decisions as far as our payroll goes. And I actually might kind of let him walk. Maybe I can get him for cheaper in free agency. So you know what? I'm actually going to let him walk for now. He is 36 years old. So I think a lot of teams are going to lay off of him. So let's move on a little bit. So looking at hitting coaches here, it looks like 1.3 million, around 1.3, 1.4 is the going rate for hitting coaches. So around with the attribute of A, we do want an A guy here because I want to be a pretty good hitting team, because right now I don't know what our bullpen or what our pitching rotation is going to look like, but let's see if we can find somebody that's kind of cheaper. So 1.3 million. I think I saw another one. So here's another A attribute, Cullen, 1.3. Let's see if I can just find somebody that's kind of a well-rounded. This guy's William Wood. He's pretty good. 1.3. Let's see if I can just save just a little bit. Juan Nieves. Okay, so 1.2, which isn't bad. You know what? Let's give him a 2-year deal. I kind of like this. 2+2 power, which, you know, like I said, we kind of need some power in our lineup because Justin Bour and Domingo Santana are really the only ones hitting home runs in our lineup, and even hitting for extra bases. I think Castro's pretty good at hitting for extra bases, and Realmuto's pretty good as well, but it's because he's got speed. But I think I like this guy, Nieves. So addressing our hitting coach with Nieves. Now we have one more spot to fill here, third base coach. So let's look at, I want to get kind of a cheaper option for sure here. I don't need an A guy. I kind of like this guy, Brent Douglas. Let's see what he wants. He's older. He's a 68 overall manager or third base coach, $1 million a year, which isn't too bad. And he actually has +3 durability, which we will need because trust me, you do need some durability. This guy's $930,000 a year. Arm strength goes up and speed. And speed is one of the things that we do need. Arm accuracy does go down and blocking does, but I kind of like that. I don't know how to say his last name though. Marmolejo. Oh, that was easy. Philip Marmolejo. I kind of like that. Let's look at John Haney. Let's see what he wants. $900,000, but not as good as Marmolejo here, who has +3 arm strength. Oh, I like this Marmolejo guy. +2 speed as well. We do need some speed. Maybe we need to progress that a little bit. So let's offer him a 2-year deal. Let's just see how he does with a 2-year deal. That's actually, we need to advance. I mean, it's not really a guarantee that we'll get these guys, but you know what? I like Salazar as our farm director right now, but I do want somebody who can, I mean, blocking isn't really something that's really important to me right now. So maybe next year, once we get that salary off the books, maybe we'll get another farm director, but let's advance. And I think the next step is free agency. So let's advance a couple days. So it looks like Philip Marmolejo did accept the third base coach job. So that's a good sign. So it looks like we have 2 more days. Let's advance these next couple days. Wow, so many players are eligible for salary arbitration. So, wow, I mean, this is insane. So Jose Arena is a guy that I definitely want to keep around. I still believe in him. Let's not get it wrong. I still believe him. He didn't have a great year, but I still do maybe believe in him as a bottom of the rotation guy. Despaigne has definitely earned it, but he is kind of older, 31 years old. Let's actually see what he wants in arbitration. 510. My offer is 510. So it looks like his previous salary is 510. So let's see. Let's actually look at Jose Arena. So this is 510 as well. All these guys 510. Let's see. Oh yeah, all these guys are making 510. So Jacob Turner is probably the one guy that I really do not care about. So let's look at relief pitchers. Tyler Lyons. Do I really want to overpay for Tyler Lyons? I believe let's see how much he was making last year. So he was making 1.3. I mean, I just don't know about keeping him, but I do want to keep Jose Arena. So let's offer arbitration for him. Let's just submit what he made last year. Let's put 510,000. And then Despaigne, let's offer him at 510. I still like him. He had the big season last year. I definitely believe in him. So let's look at other positions. JT Realmuto, 82 overall. Let's see. Let's offer arbitration to him. He'll be making 2.5 million, and I do want to keep him around. He's our cornerstone at catcher, so let's offer him arbitration as well. Let's keep going on. Justin Bour, he's due for arbitration as well. So many guys. So let's see if I can actually lock Justin Bour up to a long-term deal. So it looks like he is happy with doing this, but I don't know. Let's just go through each position. Let's come back to Justin Bour. Johnny Giavotella is up for arbitration. See, I think I can get these guys maybe at a cheaper rate if I just wait a little bit. Maybe get him in free agency. Miguel Rojas, I really don't think I'm gonna offer him. I don't think he showed me enough. He was just decent. But Leury Garcia is definitely somebody I want to offer. I want to lock him up. He's probably not gonna ask for too much. So I think at a rate of 3 years, 5.7 million, I think that's a steal for him because of what he did for us. He hit 294 last year, so we'll get him from ages 28 through 31. So I actually kind of like that. He has decent speed, 70 speed, but he's gotten better as far as his hitting attributes all across the board and his throwing attributes. So let's actually offer him this contract, 3 years, 55.7 million, which isn't too bad. I don't think it's too bad. Looks like our team budget does go down a little bit, but I actually like that offer. So let's offer that to him. And then Domingo Santana, we actually need to lock him up. I mean, let's get him for cheap while he's cheap, because right now he might be a little cheap. But you know what? Let's actually offer him arbitration, because right now I don't know if I have the money to really offer him a big contract. So let's offer him a little bit more than what he was making last year. So let's make sure that he might accept this deal. So let's actually offer him $1 million. Let's just submit that offer to Domingo Santana. So let's keep going down the line here. Derek Dietrich actually hit the ball pretty well, but I want to actually offer him low arbitration, because I don't know if he's going to be I mean, I should probably wait. I think I should wait on these guys. I don't think I should actually go after them, because only the guys that I think that will actually compete, I should probably go after. So let's go after Justin Bour. Let's actually offer him arbitration. Wow, 1.8 million. He's probably going to want more than that, but let's offer what he made last year. He had a pretty good year, so let's offer arbitration to him. And I think I already offered arbitration to... Okay, yeah, I already offered arbitration to Realmuto, so maybe there's another guy I'm missing. I'm not sure. Let me keep going down and see if there's a guy, but let's just see. So looking at free agency here, there are a few positions we do want to go after, but first let's look at the heavy hitters. So Bryce Harper, a qualifying offer has been made to him, and I think he still might be worth it to go after. He was born in Nevada, so I think the likelihood that he signs in Miami is pretty low, because I think he wants to win. I think he's sick of losing with the Nationals. Not saying they've been losing, but they're not winning any championships, and I think that's what he's definitely chasing, the big contract and the championships. He definitely hasn't had that yet, so I don't think it'll be realistic, but it would be kind of cool to see him with us. But Paul Goldschmidt, I'm not willing to pay him top dollar. He is a power bat, but the thing is, he is 31. I mean, and look at the contract that he got from the Diamondbacks right now. 9-year, $211 million. I don't think I want to do that. But let's look at what Manny Machado wants, because Manny Machado, out of all these big free agents, let's just look at all of them. Daniel Murphy, Dallas Keuchel. Let's see what Dallas Keuchel wants. Let's see. So he's 31 years old. He's 88 overall, but he wants $12.9 million a year, which isn't too bad. But let's look at the other guys here. So it looks like Mike Moustakas, 85 overall. DJ LeMahieu was actually a free agent. He got a $72 million offer from the Rockies. And then Manny Machado, let's just look at him, because he is from Miami. Remember, he went to high school in Miami. So don't say it's not realistic for him to return home, because and plus, we have Domingo Santana, who is a Dominican player. So getting another Dominican on their team, that's one thing I do like about this game, is that the morale goes up if you do have other people with the same background. So if you have two Dominicans on the same team, their morale does go up. So this is actually a realistic option for us here. And let's just look at the other top free agents. Nelson Cruz actually is a free agent, and let's just see what he wants, because this is actually a guy that's 38 years old, but look at his attributes. I mean, they are high. He can hit the ball still. And you know what? His power versus left went down 8, and he's still at 91 power. That's just insane. So he's on the free agency market. Let's look at starting pitching here. Tyson Ross is a free agent, but we don't want to give up a draft pick. That's the thing. If they made a qualifying offer has been made, but right away we've already made a contract offer to Nathan Eovaldi. So if you look at the pitchers around him, so J.A. Happ, 36 years old, he's 79 overall. Tyson Ross is 31. Irvin Santana is 36. These are the top pitchers here. So Jason Hamill is 36. Marco Estrada, I actually kind of like Marco Estrada. He's 35 years old, but he had kind of a down year last year, kind of pretty much not improving, not really going anywhere. 125 strikeouts to 66 walks. Lance Lynn is still there. He looks like he had a 1.54 whip last year. Josh Tomlin actually had a pretty good year. He had a pretty high ERA though, 4.32, but his whip was pretty, it was average pretty much, but probably a decent middle of the guy rotation. Let's see. Brett Anderson actually had did he have a good year? So he had a decent year, 10-5, 1.25 whip. Probably actually that might be his best year. If you look at his career here, that might be his best year as far as whip goes. Well below his average, but I like Nathan Eovaldi, because if you look at him, he doesn't walk a lot of guys, which is something I do value a lot. And if you look at his stats last year, he didn't even play. He must have been at the AAA level. I'm not sure. But before that, 1.31 whip, 97 strikeouts to 40 walks. I kind of like that. 9-8, which is pretty decent. And then the year before that, he went 14-3. So I kind of like having Manny Machado and Nathan Eovaldi as the first guys that I offer a contract to, because it's not a guarantee that they'll commit right away. But let's see what we can offer him. So this is at $28.1 million a year. Let's actually bump it up, because we do need to be a little bit higher with Manny Machado. But like I said, it's kind of realistic. He has 95 arm strength, 94 fielding. That is just insane, and that's going to help us so much at shortstop. 50 speed, but I don't really care about that because he's so good at everything else. Only 26 years old. He will likely probably be 99 overall at some point in this franchise. I could see it now. Let's look at what he hit last year. He hit 280. He didn't really hit for too high of average, but I think having him and Domingo Santana in the same lineup, two Dominicans, their morale is both going to go up. It could help us. So let's actually offer him this contract. And you know what? To sweeten it, let's put a player option in here. So let's sweeten that up with a player option. So there it goes. So if we do get him, we will have to give up that first round pick, because the qualifying offer has been made. So let's actually advance one day to see if we did end up getting any of these players. So let's advance a day. So let's sim one day. So it looks like Ashton Cohen is no longer interested in the Marlins offer. I don't know what that means, but let's do no. Eliezer Hernandez. So, I mean, I don't know. So, since they're denying these contracts, let's see what that means. Okay, let's just skip through some of these. So, it looks like Norman Brinkley actually goes with the White Sox offer. So, we'll have to get a new contract offer to him. Let's actually go over the tender contracts. Go to Eliezer Hernandez. Where is he at? So, it looks like he declined that offer. I don't know why. Why would he decline that? So, let's offer that to him. And let's keep moving on. Let's see free agency. Let's look at what these guys are offering. So Bryce Harper got a 6-year, $186 million deal from Washington offered to him. Paul Goldschmidt, looks like Cleveland's in the running. It looks like he might want to leave even for less money and less years. That's pretty wow. I mean, that's pretty bold. It looks like the Yankees are trying to get Dallas Keuchel. Let's look at Nathan Eovaldi. So it looks like we're the only contract still on the board for him. So let's keep advancing a day or so. So since we missed out on the last manager, I'm actually thinking about bringing Don Mattingly back. And the main reason is because he actually did a lot for us. And I maybe took him for granted a little bit. His +3 is speed, but -3 in power, +3 in fielding. You know what? I kind of like it. I like what he did. So let's actually extend him. Let's give him the 3-year contract because he did pretty well. And I can't lie, I was impressed by taking the team that he had to the heights that we reached. And, you know, we got there. So the first big signing of free agency is now here. Sean Doolittle signs with the Angels. So let's advance past that. So it looks like Dallas Keuchel does sign with the Yankees, 5-year, $70.6 million. That's actually pretty affordable, $14.12 million. That's actually pretty good. So it looks like Manny Machado, we're still his only offer. Let's look at Nathan Eovaldi as well. Let's actually see where. Oh, did he sign somewhere else? Let's see. So okay, no, he didn't. So it looks like he's still there. So Bryce Harper actually goes to Baltimore. So no wonder why Manny Machado, I mean, the Orioles are not trying to re-sign Manny Machado. They actually signed Harper instead. So he goes to the Orioles and Brian Dozier goes to the Nationals. So it looks like the Nationals, since they didn't sign Bryce Harper, they went after Dozier and they gave him a huge contract. And Dozier looks like he actually got more than Harper did over the lifetime of his contract. So let's keep looking at these guys. Marco Estrada, I mean, he's 35 years old, so I might want to offer him just a 1-year deal. I want to see how he'll do. I don't know if he'll regress or not. And I kind of want him to be kind of a stopgap pitcher for our future pitchers. So let's offer him, and let's actually decrease the offer from Nathan Eovaldi. Let's make it, he's looking for $5.4 million a year. Let's make it a 2-year, $11 million offer. So it looks like he's still considering the Mets over us. So I don't know. It's not looking good for us. Let's look at Manny Machado, make sure we're still the only offer with him. And it looks like we are. So let's keep that on the table. And the Marlins do it. We finally get him. So Manny Machado is returning to his hometown of Miami, Florida. He went to high school here, and now he's back with Miami. So this is a good signing for us going forward. Why is this overall at 89, though? I mean, that just doesn't make any sense. Why is it at 89 overall? So we did decide to go after Dave Sclafani. He did become available later in free agency, so we did go after him, as well as Marco Estrada. I was kind of dogging him a little earlier, but I just found out, I mean, like, he's a good pitch to contact type of pitcher, and it's not, you know, you're not always going to get strikeout pitchers. So I decided to go after those two, and we actually did end up signing them to short-term deals. Max Kepler was actually a guy that I've always wanted. I've always kept my eye on him, and he's just a decent outfielder. He's not a guy that's going to be an everyday outfielder. He can be if he improves a little bit more. He's only 73 overall. His potential has gone down, but he's still only 26. So I decided to get him on a bargain deal for 2 years, a little over $1 million. So I thought that was a really good deal. But now that we have Machado in the infield, I mean, our infield looks okay. We kind of have a little bit of a hole at third base. We have Jung Ho Kang we actually got as well. We signed him to a 1-year, $500,000 deal. But I think the third base position is definitely open. But looking everywhere else, I mean, we are kind of in good spirits everywhere. And like I said, we want to keep this realistic, so we didn't want to spend all the money. But you know, it's funny because I started signing all these guys and I'm like, man, I am running out of cash like really fast. And that's what happens when you have that budget that's so low and you want to keep your guys as well. I mean, it's hard, it's tough. So we did sign Machado. That's our big free agent signing. But we do kind of have a pretty good young team. If you look around, Justin Bour at first base. Second base is looking like Starlin Castro and Jahmai Jones. Shortstop is looking like Manny Machado. Nobody really behind him at shortstop, but we do have a pretty bright future at second base. Two good prospects, Jahmai Jones and Hassan Diaz. And then at third base, Lucas Salih. So I'm really looking forward to him. This is formerly D'Angelo Shantz, so look for him to possibly be a guy that, you know what, he might compete for a MLB roster spot. But right now I have Jung-Ho Kang there at the MLB level. But I mean, honestly, stay tuned for Salih there competing for a third base spot. And in our outfield, Leury Garcia is in the outfield, along with Lewis Brinson and Domingo Santana, and then Kepler being that platoon guy. So if anybody starts to decline, the one guy I do want to keep an eye on is Leury Garcia. Was last year kind of an aberration? Was that a one-hit wonder type of year? I don't know. So that's why I brought Max Kepler in to hopefully, you know, shore up that outfield position. So you don't want to miss any of this spring training action. We got kind of the season preview coming up next, and the risers and, you know, guys that need to improve a little more in our system, because we're definitely going to look at everybody, including Elvis Aguila, who was formerly Troy Almonte. And we just need to do some things as far as progressing in our organization. Hopefully the new coaching staff changes really help with that. So this is going to be a pretty big year for us, especially bringing in Machado. So our offense is looking to take a step up, and especially our rotation as well, looking to take a step up as well. So we got a bunch of young guys in our organization looking to improve. I mean, we got to get better. So hit subscribe, hit that like button, because you don't want to miss any of this action. And I'm going to need your guys' opinion. Who makes the roster? Who doesn't? What should I do with who? I'm going to need you guys. So you don't want to miss anything. Stay tuned and let's get it. Let's go 2019 MLB season.